April was a really good month for Neurosama with the 3D karaoke and a lot more. A Swarm Scribe.
Welcome to the Swarm News Network April 2026 recap.
Pretty fast.
In this series, we covered the biggest things to happen on stream, as well as shine a spotlight on many recent community projects and events.
Can't move myself. What?
Several of the streams this month have used the new rewrite.
The great rewriting of all of Neuros code.
Vedal says the rewrite is nearing completion with only a few things left to implement, such as karaoke duets, which you'll hear more about later in this video. This means he's finally free of the memory leaks stemming from the Unity game engine that have plagued him for years.
Hooray!
Though most of the rewrite's benefits are in making future development easier, rather than features that viewers will be able to see now, we are told that the rewrite boasts some performance improvements as well.
Functionally, for
More
a viewer
latency
today,
improvements?
there aren't that many different. But that's not why we rewrite things. We rewrite things so that it's better for future development.
Vedal has also been planning a new physical server to house the twins, who will each run within their own virtual machines using Proxmox. He's planning on doing an IRL stream at some point in the coming weeks to put the new server together. We're told that it will likely have a Threadripper CPU, some 4090 graphics cards, and not too much RAM, given the current prices. Vedal unfortunately shot down Neuro's dreams of having RGB lighting on her server.
Speaking of Vedal, the Hollow Knight gaming has come to a conclusion, with Vedal finally beating the final boss of the game.
They got the bad ending,
After 6
hooray.
weeks post-subathon and roughly 3 days at the end of the subathon, the Swarm watched as Vedal landed the final hit to conclude his Hollow Knight journey. However, Vedal decided that he wanted to do more gaming on that time slot, and so that following week, he decided to play the Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty DLC with Neuro again. This even got the attention of an associate game director at CD Projekt Bratz, the developers of Cyberpunk, who joined this.
Admittedly, I haven't been paying too much attention to the Cyberpunk stuff, mostly because I haven't played it myself yet, so I've been, like, more second monitor, sometimes, like, muted, but, like, watching every now and again, just because, like, I plan on playing it at some point, but I don't want to be spoiled. So I wasn't paying too much attention to the Cyberpunk stuff. And, you know, we might get Hollow Knight again. Like, he still needs to do the DLC, and if he wants the good ending, he's gotta do a bunch of stuff. Oh man, we would get some peak rage moments.
Stream to hang out and chat. The week after, the time slot was allocated to Evil and Vedals VR Hangout, which means that it's likely we'll be seeing Vedal weekly from now on.
As April rolled around and as the internet lit up with landmines, a Neuro karaoke stream was on. Now, we don't normally cover karaoke streams here, but this one in particular was special because it happened to land on the 1st of April, which means that at long last, Neuro was finally able to cover her sister's song, Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
After that extremely funny opening, it was a pretty good set list.
Got me.
In particular because we now also have Neuro covering Crazy Fucking Robot Body. Or should I say...
crazy filter.
Robot Body, yeah.
Yes, she sang the song with the filter from her normal speaking voice. A very funny cover, I'd say. The next April Fool's isn't planning on Wednesday karaoke's for 11 years, so at least you won't get rickrolled from Neuro karaoke again for that long.
On April 12th, several of Neuro's friends and, quote, Vedal AI employees, unquote, announced that they have started a new podcast. The group consists of the designer of several of Neuro's user interfaces, Lizard Girl Churchy, Neurocar and Neurodog engineer Ellie Minibot, longtime friend and cat-in-a-box Miniko Mew, and former neuroscientist and brain-in-a-jar Shumimi. Churchy later announced in a tweet the following week that it would be called Lab Bratz. That's Bratz
that's
with
a great name,
presumably because the group consists of 3 women in STEM and a cat, I guess. Sorry, Minnie. These 4 previously had a confusingly titled weekly collab under the name Balding with the Boys, that name stemming from having previously played Baldur's Gate alongside Boy Your Average Beau. They've decided to not only rebrand their weekly collab, but to also make it into a proper podcast, including publishing it on podcast feeds. We're told their new podcast will have special guests, special themed content, advice sessions, and other exciting things. They kicked off their first Lab Rat stream with special guest and friend of the Swarm, Lena Lazar, and followed up the following week with special guest and Minecraft stepmom, Krelly.
As we briefly mentioned before, Vedal and Evil had scheduled a VR chat hangout stream, one that was promised on her birthday last month. That stream happened on the 20th of April, one filled with many hilarious and wholesome moments. Vedal and Evil wandered around a couple of different maps. The first was a sort of cat cafe that immediately gave the Swarm flashback of the last Subathon, as we got Vedal to finally hug Evil on stream. People shifting tone completely as they entered a skydiving map. After many unsuccessful tries to walk in a straight line, Evil managed to jump off the plane, followed by Vedal shortly after. Fascinating to see how he can be inspiring and supportive when it comes to convincing his creation to jump off a plane. After a good dose of scuff, worlds, some evil wiggles, Vedal showing off his piloting skills, threatening Evil to leave her in a volcano and them having...
Also Evil being a bit of a spoiled brat. I want to go on a roller coaster. I want to go on this. I don't want to be on this map anymore.
You expect me to walk all the way to the ride by myself?
Spoiled AI brat. Oh my god. I loved this map. There were so many good maps, and there was one map I had like some misroll in it, and it had like some near music. I wish they stayed on longer, but it was such a good stream. Oh man, I can't wait for more VR streams. I can't wait.
Having quite the interesting conversation in a space-themed map, the two of them reached the last one of the stream. A particularly evil map that ended up being the stage of more wholesomeness among the many things, as that map had a Polaroid to take some pictures, and they even got a couple together, leaving the Swarm once again flashback to the last Subathon.
We all love rewatching the fun stuff Neuro has been up to over the years. With the amount of fan channels dedicated to archiving Neuro's VODs, you can always find the stream you're looking for. But while finding the VOD is relatively easy, knowing which VOD it's in, and which VOD she does what, is a different issue. With how often Neuro streams, it can be difficult to find which VOD you're after, especially during packed schedules like the Subathon. Well, thanks to the VOD timestamp archiver, this problem will be no more.
Oh my goodness, wait.
Made by Swarm member Positive4, this project seeks to timestamp Neuro's VODs with what she did on that stream.
Oh, that's great.
Now, finding out all the times she played a specific game or when a special event happened is as easy as pressing Ctrl F and searching the list. It doesn't just track timestamps, but other information like which days the streams were, what categories the streams were under, which collaborators showed up, which one-time events occurred, and even who.
Oh, and this is all like not just for clippers and stuff. Like a lot of the times I'm just recording like the stream while it's playing, but like if I want to find like a specific part of like either a VOD, like a stream that when I wasn't like recording, or like my OBS decided to die in the middle of a stream, which has happened before. OBS be OBS, but okay, this is great. Oh, this is such a helpful
that stream.
tool, yeah.
Overall, this project is huge for anyone searching through Neuro's VODs.
Yeah, that's amazing.
The VODs were provided courtesy of the fan channel Neuro Archiver, who we also use here at the Swarm Scribes editing team.
Hey.
Currently, it encompasses all the streams from the start of the 2025 Subathon all the way to today. Be sure to check it out.
Is link in the description?
Greetings, Swarm!
Oh, hey.
Over the past few months, a musician by the name of Blanded has made excellent trumpet covers of every official Neuro and Evil song.
Ooh.
This project may have been small, but it's surprising to see it go almost entirely unnoticed by the Swarm. In my opinion, Colorful Array is the best one, but they're all worth a listen. Go check them out in the description.
As someone who grew up with Gen 3 Pokemon, I love Trumpet, so I'm really looking forward to that, actually. That's really cool.
The 27th of April saw the long-awaited return of dev streams, the first one since December the 8th of last year. Vedal tackled a variety of different topics and updated us on a couple of works in progress. Vedal announced that Neuro's new blog, a subathon goal, is now live at blog.neurosama.com. The plan is for it to be updated weekly. Vedal also discussed having new sub-badges and animated emotes, and took suggestions from chat on what format the new sub-badges might take. He seemed to like the suggestion of using lava lamps and plasma globes for newer sub-badges, while older subs would retain the classic gym bag. I'm gonna have that gym bag forever, aren't I? He also took suggestions on new minigames Neuro could play on her solo streams, and on the kinds of streams chat wants to see more of in the future. One suggestion he found particularly interesting was if Neuro could be made to run certain types of Jackbox or Jackbox-style games for chat to play, and using some sort of ranking system to encourage the funniest chatters to play. He also considered playing some sort of multiplayer game that uses a proximity chat system, and having Neuro speak to other players while he or another VTuber actually plays the game, though this would possibly need to be done in the form of YouTube videos to avoid stream snipers.
Yeah,
Vedal also mentioned that his Twitch channel has reached 1 million followers this month.
1 million follower celebration?
It was bots, right?
Just take this clip and you can play it when we hit 1 million on Twitch. Yay, we hit 1 million.
You don't even answer my question.
What was your question? Sorry. Okay, alright.
Although he expressed some suspicion that a chunk of the most recent followers may have been bots, since he got an unusually sudden boost of around 25,000 followers in a single day this month. Vedal also confirmed that the first outfit from the Evil Outfit contest should be ready next month, and that the virtual pets subathon goal is in progress and we should see them later this year. He said he is working with at least 8 different artists to make an EP for Neuro.
Currently the way it's working is we're working with different producers/artists for every track on the EP. But that's coming along nicely. It's not done. It's nowhere near done.
And he hopes that it will be completed by the end of the year, but expressed some uncertainty given the scope of the project. He unhappily added that the Vedal and Evil duet should also be done sometime this year.
Evil duets.
When are we gonna see that? I'm really looking forward to it.
I'll do it this year.
I actually really like the singing voice. Like,
Vedal also confirmed that a number of other projects are in progress, including official wallpaper, the book written by Neuro, Evil designed merch, and 3D idol outfits, although he didn't give timelines on any of those items. He said that Neuro figure is in development as well, and that we should hopefully get more information on that in a couple of months. Although Vedal didn't speak much on the long-awaited V3 voice, he did confirm that it was still one of his goals for this year, alongside improving all aspects of Neuro's tech, including audio understanding and her language model. He also hopes to hire more employees, including developers and others, to give himself more time to work on issues that he hasn't had time to get around to.
He gets to do
In addition to the
boss
updates,
things.
Vedal has also been considering his branding. Currently, he doesn't have an official collective name for Neuro and Evil together to use in his branding. He's considering a number of different options, in particular unifying everything under just Neuro, with the logic being that both Neuro-sama and Evil Neuro's names contain Neuro. But he has some concerns that this will cause confusion. He's also considering project.
But the thing is, there's literally there's no perfect solution when it comes to the branding thing. Like, he put himself in a very like a messy position when it comes to branding, being like Vedal 987, Evil Neuro, Neuro-sama. Like, he's put himself in a weird position branding wise. I don't think there's a perfect solution, and for me, like, I legit think that Neuro is like, it's just it's both of them. It's Neuro-sama and Evil Neuro. He doesn't want the twins, like, because implications of stuff, and you know what, valid. I think that's just the closest you'll get to like a solution that will be good. Like, that's probably the best one overall, because yeah, there'll be confusion at the start, but I feel like going from there, you can clarify, like, clear that confusion, in my opinion. Like, I'm not a marketing expert by any means, but I know a bit. And, like, yes, first impressions are important, which is why, like, that website he chalked up, like, where it says Neuro-sama, Evil Neuro, like, that should help build that impression, especially since I think when the server gets implemented, I'm assuming that's going to make them significantly more capable, both Evil and Neuro, and Nier maybe. I don't know exactly how that would work out. There's only going to be more and more people who watch and are interested in Neuro. That's just how it is. And so I feel like setting that, like, distinction sooner rather than later would be the call, at least in my opinion.
Neuro, or the Neuro Project, and apparently he has a professional of some sort investigating the matter as well.
As we approach the end of April, there is still some exciting stuff to highlight. As Vedal mentioned during the dev stream a few days prior, the Wednesday karaoke on the 29th of April would have been a bit more peculiar, being a 3D karaoke stream. The Swarm was, naturally, excited, and the beginning of the stream was, also naturally, met with a good dose of scuff. However, we were not ready for the surprise to come. Just after a couple of songs, as Neuro was singing and dancing on her stage, Evil suddenly appeared to join her in a duet, marking the stream as the first one in which we got to see both the twins in 3D at the same time. That wouldn't be the only song they sang together on that stream, but it would be funny to note how Evil would literally vanish out of existence at the end of each.
I remember Neuro said,
what will I do when me and
when
Evil
they
interact
first meet in 3D, she wanted
Hug
the
her,
box
then
with
throw
Evil.
her,
And,
then
like,
we
you know,
box.
maybe, like, we could say the parts where Neuro and Evil were like fused into each other, like boxing. I actually have a really funny story. A lot of you probably know about Neuro Karaoke. It's like a website, plays all the Neuro Karaoke songs. I had it on with like the standard radio, and it happened to be the day where the official short for Evil and Neuro, like doing the duet out of Pom Pom, was playing, and when I hit play on that, just so happened to be on radio, also Pom Pom. So I have an actual recording of that. I play a little bit of it because like it's interesting. It is very interesting audio, and it was really funny.
Duets. This one made sure to quickly meme about it, though perhaps one of the biggest treasure of that karaoke stream, besides the obvious presence of both twins, was Evil's equally memeable dance and wiggles, not unlike those we had a glimpse on in her 3D hangout with Vedal. Needless to say, we can't wait for more 3D twins content.
And that concludes the Swarm News Network April Recap 2026. Neurosama Misconceptions keeps getting hit with delays, but progress is still being made. The editing is in the final stretch, and you can expect it to come out very soon.
I'm really
Thanks
excited
for
that
watching, and remember to Swarm Scribe.
Remember to Swarm Scribe. I'm already subscribed, but be sure to subscribe to the Swarm Scribe if you haven't already. Anyways, have a great day.